I was torn on talking about the sets. Some good crackers right there. You guys saw them? I talked about the 2-year-olds. I'm going to talk about my top 10 list. And I said, you know what? I should talk about the sets. Because I got feedback from some of the drivers that you didn't. You weren't privy to. So, with that, I didn't realize till right now how much sun I got at that baseball game. It looked like a tomato. Oh, well. So, first set, I made a break with Horn Player. You could see she was looking at stuff and goofing off the whole way. I wish I'd have stayed in now with her. But trotting-wise, she was trotting pretty good. That left line thing, I'll probably bring her back next week or in the next 2 weeks to Mohawk to see how she handles the track again. As I alluded to in our broadcast, the horses that didn't do it right today, I need to know why. Were they good enough? Was it the shoeing? Because a surface at a racetrack is totally different than a training center. It'd be nice to think it wasn't, but it is totally different. So is it a shoeing thing? Mechanics? Do we have to change the mechanics equipment? Maybe they need to go to the vet and get looked at. So I'm going to review all the videos again. And I talked to the drivers again, talked to them, but we're going to get right into it. Horn Player made a break. I'm going to give her a pass. She's one of our best horses, has been one of our best horses. Did not put in a wonderful performance, an adequate performance before the break. What was on the left line? Was she looking at the TV and the flags? It appeared to me that's what she was doing. So it shouldn't be, although the flags and the TV aren't going anywhere, she should get used to it and drive a little straighter the next time she goes there. I'll be on top of that. Nothing But a Dreamer was fantastic. Danny moved him 2-3 times. Finished off his mile great. Closing in quickly was a horse I've been watching and waiting to come forward in a big way. Whispering Song was awesome today also. Cutie Cumber, Smoking Hot Irish Girl, all finished up good. The only ones to make breaks were James and I. Not many made breaks today. James tapped Carter Michael Dio on the tail, and he said he almost bolted through his harness, made a break. I was picking at Horn Player, and she rolled off. But on the left line, I think she was looking at something. What is in my eye? Probably a rock. A great set, first set. If I'm not mistaken, we went and... I don't want to get this wrong. I'm going to get it wrong. I think we went in 2-5 and a piece. 2-6, if I'm not mistaken. Second set, what a surprise from Gandalf the Black. Now they had us at 2-3 and 3. I had a mile in 2-4, but close enough. The horse was fantastic. Now, no, he wasn't fantastic. Still a little bumpy in the turns. That's going to be a problem, right? We need to get to the bottom of this. Is it just his maturity? Is it just his makeup? Is this going to be a problem in his 2-year-old year? It's possible. One thing he did prove was he was fast enough, strong enough. His work ethic was great. His attitude is great. That bumpiness in the turns we've seen all year long. Is it mechanics? Can we work on it? Can we make him better? I don't know. Time will tell, but it's there. May Lose Control brushed his shin twice and made a break, I believe Austin said. But still does work well overall. I think a lot of work to be done with this guy still. But an okay horse. It's going to be a prospect overnight horse. I'm sure he'll be fine. He's a nice little horse. Real Fear was flying on the end of it. James said, for the love of God, how long do you want his hobbles? I think they're like 61 inches. I just kept letting them out. Heavier hobble, a hole tighter. And I think James said, perfect. After that, he said he was awesome. Very, very good. Victor Cruz jumped over something on the track in front of there wasn't a shadow there. So he was looking at something on the track and just rolled over it. Finished up very strong on the inside after that. Olczek got a little tired on the front end. Had the hood on him and on the front end. Not a good mix. Probably should have had him covered up. We'll make sure he gets covered up in the near future, but Olczek was good. And Chocolate for Lunch, he said he was at the back. She come a real good last quarter. I expected to see a little more from her. I did expect to see a little more from her. She was good, really good. If you looked at the line, what she paced like 2-4 and a piece. Last quarter in 28 seconds was good. But when you look at the entirety of the day and the speed that I know she has, I would expect her to pace a little harder down the lane. Maybe she just needs a little work, a little track work. Tactical Mounts, we got some work to do with this filly. Little squirrely. I saw a mark on her outside knee. I saw one on her inside knee. Goofing off and bouncing around today. Just need to tinker with her a little bit. Man, you can see her speed, though. She is super fast. Columbus Day, I think, was goofing off a little bit also. Went a decent mile, but coming back from the virus, I was happy to see the mile from him. The Ontario Colts are not as good as Ohio Colts are not as good as the Ohio fillies. Trotters. They just aren't. And I think you'll see that indicative of the entire year, I think, in Ohio. When we see this type of thing happening here, you usually see it everywhere else. You see one or two really good colts in Ohio, but for the most part, you'll be looking at the Philly division saying, wow, that's a tough division. Look at the colt division, you'll likely say, not as good as the Phillies. I think that's probably what you're going to see this year. Very, very happy with Magical Tom today. We'll talk about him in a minute. Columbus was good. First start back. Good. Always charming. Good. Did his work well. But wanted no part of Una Madonna, Tactical Mounds, and Full Heart. Those fillies were very good. Again, Full Heart filly. And of the 5 fillies today, might have actually come in 5th, truthfully speaking, and still was better than all the best colts that we have. Sipping on my shine, complete nut. James said he thought the hobbles were too tight. It's hard to set the hobbles for a horse like him, right? Because you start him up and he's a complete maniac. So you got to look at them, go in a mile and 40 and say, okay, they look good. And then when you go to start them up, you're like, those are too tight. So I think, as I said to you, he's not going to be a fun horse for me to race this summer. I like the horse, and I'm still eager to race him, but it's going to be a rodeo sometimes, and it's just going to take time. He's going to see a lot of fair work, this guy, throughout the summer, and he can trot. He's fast, make no mistakes, but he has to get his head in the game. Then we come out in the 4th set. Silent Assassin was good. If you see, Danny went to Mover getting the last turn, said, hey, that's the filly that pulled up on you 2 weeks ago, back in the hole. And Danny just scooped her back up and put her back in the hole. She feels like she wants to get out. Then you come out of the turn and she kind of wanders to the outside. I'd rather her be just the way she was. And Coupe de Ville on the front was loaded anyway. Danny didn't want any part of Coupe de Ville first over. I was in behind him. I wanted lots of Coupe de Ville. I didn't get out till halfway down the lane. I kind of shoved her through the inside, and we were flying down by the wire. Cunning Connie Coupe de Ville looked absolutely fantastic. Magical Tom made a break, first over, and closing. Just beat at the wire. He was very, very good also. Then you look at Silent Assassin was 4th. She went good. Hill Street Blues, Austin said, was closing in and did his work very, very well today. And Warwick Yuri was at the back, but this is a horse catching up from, he was in another time zone, at this time 3 months ago. There was no, hey, you think you'd be ready for the Mother's Day open house? I never thought in a million years he would be. The horse probably trotted him out on 210 today. That's good. He's still going to be ready in August, this horse. 5th set we come out with. Danny Kakata was speeding a little bit. I said to him after, I said, he goes, he was really bully on the front. I said, I don't care if you put him on the run. No more halves in 3 and 2. Half in 5, 6, 7. I don't care if you seesaw him off his feet. That's where he's going to have to go. Just got to weigh on him a little bit. It happens. We're all human. Half in 3. 102 and 3, 103. Enzo, I knew he was going a big half, so I was trying to stay back, and Enzo was fighting with me. After Horn Player went in the first set, I wanted everybody's attention, right? I wanted the horses to pay attention, so he took the hoods off a couple of them. Enzo, doggy, he was hot today. Took the hood off Tailgate Buzz, too. Oh my gosh, made a break in the first turn. I'm going to take him to the vet. He trained great at Tamiko the other day. So was, again, shoeing mechanics, or does he have a little hole in him somewhere? Knees hurting him, maybe a jack, maybe an ankle. I don't know. We're going to take a look at him. Jody couldn't really tell me where he thought he was off. He just said, on the right line real hard in the turns. We can get him fixed up. Lots and lots of time for oh my gosh, for him to be here also is he said he went a mile in 2:12 with them after making 2 breaks. 2 breaks. So it wasn't like he had no speed. The surprise of the entire day, though, was Cash Deals. Now, if I had to come out beside Mario, for sure I beat him. But I didn't beat him. I started up the inside, and he beat me fair and square. Cash Deals went a huge mile today. Ontario Trotting Filly, 2, 3, and 3 at a left field. Probably the biggest, by far. I thought Gandalf went good, but Gandalf's been training good for a month. This filly came out of nowhere. The biggest mover of the entire year thus far has been Cash Deals. 100% for sure. She was awesome today. Enzo was great. Tailgate Buzz was great. And I asked Austin, what about High Enterprise? He said, that is a race car. You do whatever you want with her. What a sweet filly. He was super enamored with her, as I was also. And GJ's ATM, James said, a little wobbly down the lane. This is a horse that's coming back from being in the stall for a while, hurt. Lots of time with this guy, too. He was awesome, tail. Still won him out in 2-6. Lots of time. Next set out, Sister Solange. She's too skinny over her. Like James said, little weak finishing up. You can tell there's something there, but a little weak. I said, James, look at her ass. She's got way less muscle than everybody else. She needs to eat more. A little picky at the feed trough. So tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna take her to Ohio this week, and if we can't start getting more food into her regularly and get her really bulked up, I'm just gonna kick her out in the field and put her on the nice grass one of those big farms over in Ohio for 2-3 weeks. I guarantee you she'll pick up her weight then. But Sister Solange was good today. Mechanically, perfect. Just needs to put more muscle on. Can't do that until you put more weight on. So we're in that limbo where we got to get her really, really bulked up and eating really well. Just hasn't got there yet. She's a month behind. A month. Spitfire Overseas. Now, if Spitfire Overseas would share some of his food with her or show her how to eat, that horse looks as wide as this car. He is fast, and he is very, very strong. Rosita's Dream, another massive mover in the last month. He was great today. For those of you who jumped off Rosita's Dream and had to burn all your shares and get rid of them, I keep telling everybody, just relax. You guys get to see everything, but that doesn't mean that you see everything. And what I mean by that is, just because Rosita's Dream looked terrible all winter doesn't mean that we can't have him ready to go in July. It certainly does. Horse trot a mile in 2.5 and a piece, 2.6 today, and looked great doing it. And looked great doing it. Just need patience sometimes. Sister Solange was great. Anchors Up was acting up at the start, but then made a huge recovery to be 4th, I think. Sir Strong spun his knee boot around, got out of gear down the lane. Again, shoeing our mechanics because he was tremendous the other day at Tamiko. Different surface. Let's change his shoes around more like a trotter and see if he trots, because I can tell you one thing, he'll find a way to do it. He's a nice horse. And then my 1% struggled a bit today, made a break. Might take him up to the top barn, as I said to a couple of people today. Certainly nothing with Mario's doing a great job down in his barn. This guy here, I'm going to put the full court press on him. I'm going to work him hard the next month. And if he can't get there, if he can't do the appropriate amount of work to get to the races, then he has no business being at the races. He should be out in the field. I love him. I'm not selling him. It's Dewey Ann's fault. And I think he was sick and he was weak. This horse has a million reasons why he can't do what we're asking him to do. But the reality is, he either can do it or he can't. So we'll be training him a little harder over the next month. And if it comes up that he can't get there, his knees sore up, his feet get sore, he's just not there, he's too frail, fine. Kick him out in the field. He can grow up. I got no problem doing that. But that's where we're at with my 1%. Not really the end of the world either way. Race 7, What a Mission. Probably the most frustrating animal I've had in a long time. Nice horse when he's trotting. You can't give him an inch. We're going to start to train. I said to Jody, those hobbles might be a hair too long. And he said, Anthony, they're really tight. I said, okay. We come out of the turn. He makes a break. Comes back trotting. He's got such a nice gait, he shouldn't even wear hobbles. He's just such a goof and such a scatterbrain and airhead. He just rolled off stride for no reason, caught back trotting, and, when he was great after. Absolutely he was, but we're trying to avoid those potholes to begin with. Another massive mover, Austral Hanover. How good did he look today? Source looked good today. Been a while since I've said that. Austral Hanover was good today. Landing Strip a little weak, but he was so sick for the last little while. You just got to let the horse build himself back up. He'll get there. He's a good eater. He's a good feeler. There was no rush with Landing Strip at all. Fashion Presidente, again, won the set today. How good did he look? The two PA horses, him and Austral, 1-2 going under the wire. Landing Pad, I thought was a little weak. I'm going to go with shoeing. I'm going to make a few little adjustments with this horse over the next couple of weeks. But he was good. And then another huge mover, Twin Cedars All-Star. James, I think his quote was in January, I think he's the worst horse I've ever trained. I think that's what he said. I could be wrong. He looked at me and I looked at him and I said, how's the big guy? And he goes, he was actually pretty good today. He said, I can't make fun of him. He was actually pretty good today. So Twin Cedars All-Star was actually pretty good today. So a great set. You can see some of the horses we've really, really, really been working hard on now starting to look really, really good. 8 set. Lost Spirit. There's a bunch of horses in here that are, what are we going to do with this guy? Like Captain in the Air. He made a break, jumped away from pylon. Just stupid stuff like that annoys me. Lost Spirit, because he comes to play, won the set quite easily. Marshall Zukov, as I had alluded to in the broadcast, going to get him to the vet and get him floor scoped. There might be an OCD floating around inside this guy. Seems like he has lots to offer, but can't really offer it up when he wants to. More Than You Know looked incredible. This horse that was really sick. There's a number of our horses that had a couple of bouts of the virus, and More Than You Know was one of them. For him to come out and do what he did today, Austin said he was just push button. He said, really nice horse to drive. So that's great to hear, because I get high hopes for More Than You Know. And then Absolute Euphoria. I was floored how good she was. Floored how good she was. She's going to the field immediately. She's done for the season. This was the plan from the breeders, from me. We had a little email back and forth. last week, and they said, what do you think? I said, she's a beautiful filly. I just don't think physically she's ready. They said, well, what do you think? I said, we'll train her at the open house and then kick her out in the field. And that's exactly what we're going to do. She was awesome today. Very impressed with her. And then the 9th set. We saved a couple of the best ones for last, right? I wanted to make sure that you guys stuck around and got a chance to see these horses, but I didn't want to put Lost Spirit set in the last. You would have went home. So I wanted to put a couple of heavyweights in the last and a whole set of heavyweights. From what I gather, Mo Power Baby maybe made a break, but maybe not getting the track as well as we hoped she would. Might have to add a little bead of borium on her toe up front. Anyway, I walked everybody along with Crantini, and we literally came 27 seconds on the end of it. Brace for Landing and Crantini are no joke. Those are serious animals. Now, Amy said, I said this 3 times now, Amy said that Leaps and Bounds was gaining. I find that hard to believe, because that literally means she came a faster last quarter than 27 seconds. I would be thoroughly shocked if she did. Nice filly, but wants no part of those 2 colts. And they sprinted away from them pretty good. Man, Crantini felt incredible. And James said Brace for Landing feels like an absolute assassin. He feels fantastic. Swinging Senorita, I think she got the nod for the gold medal for our Ohio bred say. We had some Ohio bred fillies that looked fantastic today. I'm telling you, this filly might be creeping to the top of the class. She's big, strong, powerful, and loves to work. That was a great set. Crantini, Brace for Landing, Swinging Senorita, Leaps and Bounds, and then Mo Power Baby, I'll get her patched. You don't have to worry about her. She's got a great attitude. She is a worker through and through. So today was a fantastic day. As I said, a few little errors. I mean, let's be honest. You know, out of 9 sets, 52 horses, 2 made a break in the first one. You know, I'm not really going to count Victor Cruz stepping over a couple of wheel marks on the track as a break. Sipping on My Shine, goofed off. There's 3. 3 so far. Nobody in that one. Magical Tom, but come on. Come back trotting and just get beat. We'll call it a break. Break's a break. There's 4. Oh My Gosh was 5. My 1% was 6. I think Sir Strong, I don't think you run. 6. What a Mission, 7. 7. Nobody run on that one. Mo Power Baby, 8. Out of 52, 8 made breaks. First time ever off the track, off the farm. A fantastic day for everybody. I hope you guys had a great time. I know I did. I thought it was an incredible day, and I was super proud of what took place today at Tamiko Training Center. 1 video left. It's my top 10 list. I'm going to get to that right now.